Last night, as I was traveling home for the first time, I got a phone call from a constituent asking about the notion of having students that are in quarantine at SUNY Brockport. While I had seen reports of this, everything was speculation, but the way that it was phrased, there was some specificity to the statement, and it caused me to start to make some phone calls. In the next couple of hours, I started to learn several things that were confirmed by multiple individuals that really started to trouble me in the fact that nobody knew for certain, nobody knew for sure. And while the details were all coordinated amongst different levels of government, the problem was that nobody knew exactly what the governor was going to do. And it was very clear to me that even on a more local level, very few people actually knew what was going on. So you can talk about the county level, you can talk about the state level, but I'm talking about the town response and the ability to respond. I'm talking about local first responders and the school district that were just unaware of exactly what was going on, not through their fault, but because the governor was not releasing this information. And so, it was between 9 p.m. and midnight, just having conversations with people, one of which was County Executive Bello. We had a great conversation. I believe that the plan that he's been made to come up with seems like a good plan, but there is still no indication whether or not that we're going to be housing people in Monroe County.
And I'm sorry, just for background,
Sure.
I'm new in it. When you talk about his plan, what about it? What is his plan?
You'd have to ask him the specifics of the plan, but there were several concerns that I had. I represent the town of Sweden. I actually teach at Brockport High School. I was born and raised in Brockport, and I live in Spencerport. So it's not just, yes, it's a big deal to Monroe County, but it's an even bigger deal to me, who represents this district, and I was completely unaware.
What's the call to action? What do you think needs to happen? What are you looking for?
The governor needs to stop playing games. If he's planning on doing this, he needs to come out and he needs to tell every stakeholder immediately what the plans are. Because this isn't just about the college. We already have a shortage of products at Wegmans and Walmart and at Aldi's in Brockport. How much better of a situation is it going to be if we can tell them in advance, hey, Wegmans, could you please provide additional supplies because we're going to have a run on everything. Let me be clear from what from what County Executive Bello said. None of these students are sick. None of them are showing symptoms. This is a precautionary measure that will probably amount to nothing significant. But as this information disseminates, people are going to panic. You're talking about a high school that's half a mile away from Gordon Hall, which is where the site that is not yet determined, it seems very specific though, is right down the road. And so, yeah, people are going to feel apprehensive. They're going to use precautionary measures and probably run to the store. And it would just make sense to be able to give that information to local businesses so they can prepare. I think that's the biggest outrage to me, to be honest, is that the town and Supervisor Johnson have done a fantastic job communicating this. Their people are ready. I think our county people are ready. But the governor's making this decision and then saying, well, it's up to you to figure out, but also we're still not going to tell you what schools we're not going to tell you what schools officially need to make preparations. We're talking about tomorrow. We're talking about individuals flying tomorrow and then being bused on Sunday.
Is that what you're hearing? Because even that seems like a big question, and even our newsroom
Sure.
is, when are these kids coming?
The information that has been told to me and confirmed by several sources, and by the way, it's an unofficial confirm, but the biggest issue with this whole thing is for all the speculation, everybody seems to have a very specific plan. So that to me just sounds very deceptive. It seems dishonest, and it makes more sense to have the people that can actually help in the loop than not. And right now, there aren't enough people that actually have the details. We reached out to first responders who did not have direct information about this. What should happen if these students do end up in a SUNY Brockport campus and the fire alarm goes off? Is Brockport Fire Department supposed to respond to that? To a quarantine facility? Like, there are so many more questions than there are answers right now. And that's an issue.
But what you're hearing is they're moving in Sunday?
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of speculative reporting. There certainly is. There's an awful lot of stories that are out there. But some of them are very specific and detailed and would include flight plans on Saturday and a bus ride on Sunday. And that is what we're hearing. So we're not talking about sometime in the distant future. We're talking about tomorrow. That's of concern. And to delay this when there was supposed to be an announcement yesterday is very alarming. Why? For real, what is the reason? What could possibly be the reason for not giving people this information?
And being a SUNY school, it still even just maybe falls onto the governor in a different level as well because it's a SUNY school.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just being a state school. Would this be, something even, is the college, are they responsible for this at some point, or does it still go back to the governor?
Are they responsible for
These
choosing the
plans.
location?
Yeah, when you're talking about these
No.
plans.
It is my understanding that the college is being told. It's my understanding that the county is being told, that the town is being told, the village is being told. They have not asked any member of local government their opinion or their impact. And that is an extreme problem. I don't know how many towns are really out there that have a large school district and also a college campus. So why Brockport? Why have you decided that that's going to be the location? And don't get me wrong, these kids are SUNY kids. They might not be from Brockport, but they're SUNY kids, and they should be safe, and they should come home, and they should go to their families. But why have you specifically chosen Brockport? And why have you not allowed any local representation to have a say in what's going on, or at least help? We have legislators that work for Wegmans that could easily, that's what we're there for. This level of government is to represent the people to the county, and our county executive represents us to the state. To completely cut us out of this situation is absurd, and it's extremely frustrating.
Do you think it's irresponsible that the kids are being brought back to Brockport, or do you just wish that you had more of a say in that?
It's absolutely not our responsibility because we're being told this
Well, no,
information.
irresponsible. Like, do you think they should be coming to Brockport, like you said, a place with a high school and a college?
Absolutely. All politics is local, right? So that means that we're the ones that know a lot of these organizations best. I mean, we've got the cell phone numbers of each member of these groups. I was on the phone this morning with Brockport School District to give them information they didn't have. Why are they hearing that from me?
But I mean, do you think the kids should be coming to Brockport, or should they be quarantined elsewhere?
Based on the information that I have, the location that has been yet to be confirmed, but that we're aware of, to my knowledge, has no furniture. It was under construction, currently holds no students. It's not ready. So no, I don't believe that it's a good location as of this moment. When you're doing something of this nature, you need everyone on board. And at this point, no one is on board. Nobody knows definitively all of the answers. The governor is the only person that knows that, and he's refusing to release that information.
So County Executive Bello has said that if SUNY Brockport is chosen, that the school would only host students that have been tested but aren't showing signs of infection. So do you see that as a little different than students who are maybe in a different situation in terms of their health?
Like I said before, these are healthy students that currently, based on what County Executive Bello told me last night, these are let me start over. To be clear, these are students that are young college students that are healthy and not showing any current symptoms. Is there reason for alarm based on that information? There's really not. Where the problem really lies is that these individuals are being tested based on the information I have tomorrow. That's a 48-hour test, in which time they will be in Brockport. So it's not necessarily a matter of are they healthy, are they not? It's a matter of we don't know. And they will be here for at least 24 hours if this is indeed what's going to happen.
So your gripe here is that they could be carrying the disease and they don't even know it, and they're not showing symptoms. Is that sort of the crux of this? Or?
I think whether or not they're affected is certainly a part of this situation, and the part that parents would be concerned of, especially having a school district half of a mile away from where these students would be housed. My biggest concern, and my much bigger concern, is that they are not telling people the information in a timely fashion in order for all of us to work together and actually implement a plan that makes sense. People, maybe County Executive Bello has information that rightfully he's not sharing because he doesn't want to cause panic, and for that I understand. But to not have communication with first responders, to not have that communication come from Albany as to what is it that we're supposed to be doing is frustrating. Because here's the thing. Try calling the governor right now. See who answers. And then call town hall. You will get somebody to answer. Call my cell phone. Call, write us an email. We will respond pretty immediately. We are the closest to these individuals that are reaching out, and we can't provide them with answers that would lead to them feeling safe and secure for their families.
Anything we didn't ask? Any final thoughts?
The only last thing that I'll say, regardless of how this plays out, I do not believe that this is a time to panic. I do not believe this is a time for mass hysteria. It is a time for us to work together with county, state, local government for the betterment of our constituents. I do believe that Mr. Bello's plan is good. Based on what he has told me, he has thought through a good number of these situations, and if it does come down to it, I do believe that we will have a plan in place that provides that much needed security for our residents. The governor just needs to tell us what's going on and stop playing games.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys.